A lot of ball screens, then get into your next action. If Steph Curry coming off a pin down
playoff series, you know each other all too well. DiVincenzo launching off third quarter, and the Suns got him by 2. Steph little floater.
As Gobert was guarding him, set a screen for Steph. You have some space off of there.
Pat Spencer working with Quentin Post, the open 3. Rattling that out. Secondary ball handler. Glenn mentioned Steph opened off the ball. Butler from the baseline.
Left off.
DiVincenzo, the former Warrior, working with Randall and banking it home. Of 10 in Chicago from D.
Definitely don't want to go all the way out there. Steph sets a screen.
DiVincenzo pregame. Randall's got the size. Steph an open 3. Got it. It's 9. He does a good job covering Steph. And he's done a good job offensively right to the rim. And DiVincenzo was 1 of 7 against Phoenix. They're going to bounce back. His phone's eyelid.
I'm going to reward you immediately.
Against Quentin Post, they're getting warm-up threes. And McDaniels at 6'9", he can shoot over Steph and gets right to the rim. 2 straight games. Longest streak in the league. Pat Spencer off iron. 4-point game against Phoenix was a surprise. Pat Spencer floater. He could not pull the trigger with Rudy. So Steph hits a 3 instead. Chris Mullin was great on Warrior pregame live. They said, how will the layoff be for Steph? He's like, Anthony Melton back to Quentin Post. Melton with the rebound and Gobert. Pat Spencer on Gobert. And he'll shoot over him. Randall going to work on Quentin Post and come up under
and others work, and defense is focused on him. With Julius Randle,
you can't leave him to shoot, but then he's going to bang and bump and live it is out tonight. So TJD in for Quentin Post. Steph springs free again. Post and then Steph's last miss. They're dodging stuff here. Randall just kind of keeps bad a little bit,
but that is the
stay right here in the building. Good to have the Dons in the building. So Randall Spencer wing jumper. They'll call it a pass to Trace Jackson Davis to lay it up.
Did.
Naz Reid, Warrior killer, and the fastest shot against the Warriors. He never seems to otherwise. Curry on Randall to Fruity just into the game running the floor. Pat Spencer 3. Yes, sir! Bellingham very clever. Out back iron there. TJD fighting with Gobert.
He could have easily traveled, but he did a great job keeping his pivot foot down.
Steph for 3. Naz Reid on the handle. Naz Reid getting inside and putting it up and in of his game.
Now he's handling in ball screens.
Pass. And you had to
mostly him.
Fire everyone involved in the 2019
to the bench, and he's going to embrace that and be a star in his role.
So pinned on the baseline. Good job by Minnesota defensively. And what a pass to Jalen Clark.
Conference finals 2 times in a row, so at times they even get bored.
And Gobert. Jemski and GP2 working together. Dillingham little body bump, and Randall back to 3.
So let's watch the bench points. There's no Julius Randle here as Dillingham misses.
Wanted to favor the Ducks. Butler had that blocked. Moody 3.
Doing that. Keeping it alive on the glass.
Gobert not missing dunks. Quality.
You're still in the game.
Nasty little floater.
It's no surprise to them that they've struggled to miss some threes.
Reid, that you've killed recently. He always plays well against the Dubs. The lob! 6, Gobert has 4. You're doing fine in the center battle. Tough take. Never sleep on him defensively. He is something else. Dillingham, block quarter. Hand grenade to Butler's got to make something out of nothing. Off iron and Randall gets a good look from 3. And the Warriors come up with a stop. 2 Warriors that would be on the deck immediately. Pajemski would be one of them. Jimmy Butler. Pajemski made that pass tough. Naz Reid, well defended by Post.
On him. He was trying to box him out there, but they just threw it up.
Pajemski missing that for Shannon Jr. Melton running it back, and he is
making everything tough.
Naz Reid catch and shoot 3. Cannot. Melton catch and shoot 3. Post fighting. Now they keep the crash rate stats. Quentin Post.
Defensive league, even without Draymond Green there. Warriors are going to give him some
Sports Bay Area. Somebody get Rod Brooks off television. The guy, my favorite family other than my own right there. Jimmy Butler for the baseline. Very high-level basketball. Butler knocked it away, but right to Naz Reid. And he launches.
Figure out a way to get wins and be together now. Create good havoc. That's another great ball screen.
Warriors running with friends to Anthony Melton. A little step through, and he would rise
where he crosses paths with people, even with Steph and defenders. Wow, a lot of players going in different places.
Daniels throw the lob back to Gobert.
And he's more opportunity for him.
Gobert. Quentin Post. Reload.
They're getting into the paint. Steph Curry decided not to take that one as you get.
Buddy healed to Steph. Back to Buddy. Corner 3. Got it!
I think Steph has brought the ball up 1 time this game. You're letting Pat spend fouls, and you have got to have your hands away from him.
He's going to
let someone initiate, create for him.
Oh, what a pass by Steph.
A little separation here before halftime now.
Buddy with a warm-up three. Naz Reid. They run him off the three-point line and goes right in him off. The absence of Draymond Green tonight is Steph is back. Paris Olympics, anybody? No, Steph's going to
He's talking about me in practice. His first
Warriors.com. So in Steph's book, one of the fools I told you right now.
I actually do remember that though. He was a monster. That was the first time as McDaniels. He is different.
That's Spencer to Keith Santos. Hey, pump fake still work. Keith Santos made sure Naz Reid didn't get an open three. And Naz Reid just moves at you. McDaniels staying in front of Steph. Curry got inside. And around that Gobert ball screen. Kick it out to McDaniels for an open three. Spencer cutting behind the back to Curry. I wanted to pay that off, but he healed on a switch. Shoot that free throw jumper. They have the T-Wolves in scramble mode. Three on the way.
They trust his heart.
I mean, that's the thing. He wants the best for everybody. When he's getting it without Anthony Edwards tonight, it's kind of random against the world.
Someone else beat you.
You know how the game has gotten closer. It's a game. That's why it's a bummer he's banged up for tonight.
And he feels like he could beat this.
Daniels on the baseline. He's taller than Pat Spencer. Trying to shoot away from behind. Daniels down the lane and flipping it. So back-to-back Warrior turnovers. And Clark running over Pajanski.
NBA player.
And
this is one of the best at it.
Yeah, this is the guy who draws the most trouble. Opponents shoot 40% against Jalen Clark. So just like get Randall in the middle. Randall gonna flip it up and in. Spencer looking for post a little space. So call his own. Going into halftime with some momentum here. McDaniels, nice decel and finish. Working with Quentin Post. And Clark behind him. And please Randall. And Randall will flip it up and in.
Tough to get any separation in this one.
Quentin Post three. So it's a trio. The corner three is offline. And the depths. So DiVincenzo starting the second half. Flipping it out. Started the game. And that drop pass stolen away. And live ball ones are costly. Pat Spencer winning in the NBA now. What'll happen when you hold 4 out of 5 teams under 100? Just a simple bounce pass thrown away, and McDaniels giving it to Gobert. So for dishes, and Kaiser in the athlete's corner doing it. Steph Curry missing that. Butler, beautiful steal, and then Randall fouls it. Good 26. Steph on Gobert, up, in, and Trish's holiday theme meal. DiVincenzo hitting the three. Gets Curry open. Feet set. Three down. Side. That's Spencer, corner three. He got it. Three-point shooter. 44% for the season. Butler inside. Minnesota 4 double-figure scores in their own right. DiVincenzo three.
He's feeling good right now.
DiVincenzo to Gobert down the lane and flip it up and in. Curry, tough step back. And rimmed it in. Shooter. Handle up top. Gobert rolling, and he was just a scary player.
And who's going to do play-by-play?
He can do it. And looking to score.
Especially when he's in there deep.
And Curry gets McDaniels.
It's a tug of war.
22 lead changes. And TJD off the bucket.
Amazing.
And Shannon will put.
And McDaniels just got frustrated. That's why he pulled him down.
And the collision in the league. That's been that way for years. Curry flipping it up. Daniels. He's got that decel. Anthony Melton rebounding.
Finish. Enough.
Randall for three. Good off turnovers favoring the T-Wolves. Curry three. DiVincenzo back to McDaniels for a corner three. Yeah, he's at top 6 in the league on threes. Pat Spencer, that would have been about a third three. Dante will launch. And that's just points off turnovers. That is the difference in the game. Curry three. McDaniels. And then tipped up and out. Gobert playing volley. Moody sneaking in. Moses from the baseline.
Well, I feel like both of these teams are going, if we can just make it into the postseason, as you get Moses Moody, if they can stay healthy.
Quentin Post diving on the deck. You got a loose ball factions. I mean, there's so many things that aren't traditional stats at the Warriors
Middle, Randall's in there.
Dillingham will launch a three. Jimmy Butler rocks into the baseline jumper. It's an air ball. Moody got another one. Moody off. Has taken turns on Randall. He's had his way. Naz Reid. That's 2:20 here, and then get that rest to begin the fourth. Butler right to the rim. He's talking about a double team coming. Get it out of his hands. It's anyone but Naz Reid.
ISO and get out of the way.
Jimmy trying to set in there.
Lunged into him.
It's going to be coffee and Domino's. and his children, by the way.
Butler knows. There's no indecision there.
That's a nice give and go, and Dillingham pays it. Dillingham staying with Melton. Anthony getting stubborn and floating it up and in. To end the quarter, leading by 4. Moody rocks into a 3. That's the free one. Missed. Randall.
This time is with that. He's matured throughout his
4. Curry a deep 3. Wait for that last shot off. Because Butler's got strength. That's Spencer catching 2 3. Dillingham to DiVincenzo. Naz Reid. Dillingham. Mid post, an open 3.
Backing up and drop cover, so it's all up to you. He's got to switch lane too.
Shannon, tough take.
The push. Shannon.
Heritage Night presented by Cash Creek. All the tickets at Warriors. Kajemski to a cutting Moody. There you go. Brandon's got
from the other side. Your defender's going to be watching the ball.
Naz Reid. DiVincenzo in on Moody, and Reid just missed the layup. Gobert there to 10. Butler to work on Dillingham, will shoot it over him. Dillingham with the quickness right to the rim. Naz Reid, full head of steam. Shannon gets his steps together, lays it up. 2-on-1, and the lob broken up. Naz Reid was taller than Pat Spencer, knocked it off to Gobert. Shot clock at 5. Post from the baseline. Back out to Naz Reid for another 3. The Warriors' credible floor game in addition to scoring. Steph finding Pat Spencer for 3. Looks, they've missed their last 6 shots. And Shannon down the lane will go to the line. Just 28%. Shannon.
This is their biggest lead.
13 on a
split action.
Holding on to Curry off of Minnesota, and a power outage for the Warriors offensively shooting the ball. DiVincenzo. Curry catch and shoot 3. 4 points from the 3-point line. McDaniel flipping it up and about Minnesota's defense because the Warriors were 26 of 43 on 2s. Like that 20 pass, Naz Reid. That ends the 17-0 run. And a miss, Butler with the rebound. Curry catch and shoot 3. Got it! Looking out of Randall's hand smartly. Moody for 3. Got it! Hiding behind Gobert. Lobbing it to the big man. That's our double-double. Been very effective tonight. And Steph is fouled. Shot clock down to 5. Melton in the lane. Rimming it out. Tipping it.
Healthy. I can use these legs and get where I want to go.
And DeAnthony Melton as a backcourt.
Point of attack defense. Hitting open. Can everybody be aggressive? He almost got one.
Steph nearly got it up. DiVincenzo. Daniel to Gobert. And dunking it down. 3.5 is a long time in crunch time. And DeAnthony Melton getting to the line.
You're going to the basket. All kinds of problems for the
ready for that.
And it's smart.
And Melton, 2 key free. DiVincenzo there. Gobert there. Steph 3. Good! The lean in, drop off to McDaniel. And he flips it up and tipped up and in by Gobert. He faked it. He got to the lane. Hit the deck, and you got that vertical look. Gave you a good one. And Jimmy Butler. They can only review that if they call it basket for Steph. And McDaniel's right in his airspace. Step back 3. Good! Moody is given a gift. The Dubs are 7-3 at home. DiVincenzo riding Steph hard with the body and then fouling him. And Warriors will tip Phoenix. He responds with 16.
Have a lead right now.
Steph missed the shot clock at 5. McDaniel's wheeling into Gobert. Gobert is Quentin post. Time to seam it up and rim it out. 6 shots, but the kind of innocuous foul gives Reid 2 free. And 1 of 2 behind post. 2 men jump at Steph. Quick shot 3, rimming it out. Shot clock at 9. DiVincenzo for 3. Got it. Taking a lot of time right now with Anthony Melton driving. Kind of a lot.
Said that first part of the 4th quarter was going to be really key. Who won those minutes?
Disappointing game for the Dubs. Curry down the lane. He's got 39.
Found some looks on the weak side. You pushed it up. Got some in transition.
Julius Randle, Gobert with 24. DiVincenzo, a monster booty. That will do it for the final score. But Minnesota